Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that came out on WebMD, December 21st, 2018. States that have been hit exceptionally hard by opioids also have a terrible rate of hepatitis C. So it should not be shocking that this happens. Whenever you have drug addiction, you're going to have many other things tied to that drug addiction. Hepatitis C is one, A, hepatitis B, also all types of sexually transmitted diseases are attached to it. So it's to be expected whenever you have a high amount of drug use in a country like we do today. Hep C cases cluster in states hit hard by opioids. More than half of Americans with hepatitis C are living in just 9 US states. 5 of those in a region hit hard by the opioid plague, a new study shows. The findings offer the latest look at the fallout from the nation's opioid plague. It's feeding new cases of hepatitis C, a serious and potentially fatal liver infection. Overall, baby boomers, Americans born between 1945 and 1965, still account for most cases of chronic hepatitis C. But researchers said a generation of young Americans are also being put at risk because of opioid abuse. A lot of people think hepatitis C is over in this country, but it's not over by a long shot, said Dr. Douglas Dietrich, director of the Institute for Liver Medicine at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. Dietrich, who was not involved in the study, said the findings are no surprise. Hepatitis C is a blood-borne infection, and most transmissions occur through injecting drugs like heroin when people share contaminated equipment, and they still do. You would think, especially in places where they have needle exchange, it would be less of this going on, but people are always going to share needles out here. It doesn't matter what you set up. Okay. Without treatment, about 15% to 30% of people with chronic hepatitis C will develop cirrhosis, scarring of the liver, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Small numbers develop liver cancer. The new study is an extension of a CDC report published last month estimating that over 2 million Americans were living with hepatitis C between 2013 and 2016. Yes, and I was even reading about how some people carry hepatitis and sometimes show no symptoms of it. So the latest figures show about 52% of those people were living in 9 states: California, Texas, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, and North Carolina. 5 of those states are in the Appalachia region of the country that has a high rate of opioid abuse, the researcher said. A similar pattern showed up when they looked at a number of hepatitis C cases relative to a state's population. Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia were in the top 10 for those rates. And they are 3 of the states hit hardest. And we know they've been struggling in those states, especially West Virginia. When I first started doing opioid stories, West Virginia always came up all the time. Hardest hit by the opioid plague. The findings were published online December 21st in JAMA Network Open. According to lead researcher Eli Rosenberg, the data shows a picture of 2 generations, the baby boomers who were affected, years ago and continue to live with the liver disease, and the young Americans who are showing an alarming increase in hepatitis, new hepatitis C infections due to injection and drug abuse. And you know what else that they don't talk about a lot? A lot of these young people, because of all the drug abuse they have done, they are developing all types of heart problems that they really shouldn't have until they're much older. Heart valve replacement is very high among these young drug abusers. I mean, these young people are in their 20s and they're already seeing a cardiologist on a regular basis. And I was reading someone as young as 19, because they've been abusing drugs so hard, are now seeing cardiologists for things they should not even see until they're in their 60s or 70s. That's how bad the drug abuse is in this country. It is really bad. Hepatitis C is more common with than many people think. Yes, it is. It's a large epidemic, and we have a long way to go towards eradicating it, which it's not going to be eradicated. It's not. Hepatitis C can also be transmitted from pregnant women to their babies. And Dietrich said the United States has seen a rise in cases among infants born to mothers who abuse injection drugs. At the same time, recent years have seen a positive development against hepatitis C. New oral drugs with cure rates that top 90% after 2 or 3 months of treatment. For decades before, the only treatment had involved the injection medicine interferon, a year-long regimen that caused flu-like side effects. Even then, the cure rate was only 40 to 50%. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Wow. Wow. Okay, one reason many people don't know they have the disease, because everybody don't show symptoms. They could have it and not even show any symptoms. To help catch those cases, the CDC recommends screening people and increase risk, including baby boomers and another who's ever abused injection drugs. Then there's the cost. When the new drugs hit the market, they ran as much as $95,000. Yeah, well, most people cannot afford that kind of treatment. For a full round of treatment, state Medicaid programs, which cover many Americans with hepatitis C, balked at the cost and set up restrictions. That generally meant only people with more severe liver damage could get the drugs, Dietrich said. However, things are shifting, he added, with a number of Medicaid programs loosening their restrictions. Ideally, hepatitis C should be prevented, Rosenberg said. He pointed to syringe service programs as one measure. The community programs offer injection, drug users, clean equipment. Some also link people to drug abuse treatment. However, CDC study last year found that only 3 U.S. states have laws that support full access, both syringe program and hepatitis C treatment. Well, 3 states out of 50? Well, that's not good. But I'm not surprised. These things and many other diseases will come up that are all linked to drug abuse. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.